Ko katoa tonight on City News. Rotorua MP Todd McClay is celebrating his promotion to Cabinet and new ministerial responsibilities. The Breast Cancer Foundation is looking for volunteers to help with this year's street appeal, and Bay of Plenty Rugby is holding an open academy trial with 3 scholarships available for their junior high performance program. Rotorua MP Todd McClay is celebrating his promotion to Cabinet, now responsible as Minister of Revenue, Minister for State-Owned Enterprises, Associate Minister of Foreign Affairs and Associate Minister of Trade. Mr McClay says he's excited by the opportunities the promotion offers in delivering more for the communities of the Rotorua electorate. He says he's particularly excited to be offered a role in trade, which is extremely important for the Rotorua region. And he says tourism, which is a $500 million industry in Rotorua, will remain an important focus of any trade-related work he's asked to do. Meanwhile, our newest MP, Fletcher Tabuto, says it's been an amazing fortnight as New Zealand First MP, and he's ready to get down to work. He's spent the last 2 weeks on a parliamentary induction and is now ready for the significant challenges ahead.
So the formal process hasn't begun yet, but the exposure and the new experience, the introduction, has been a true privilege. It's been an amazing experience already. It's just, even walking into the building. So I've done the tours of Parliament a few times. I've taken my economics class down there when I used to be a secondary school teacher. When you're an MP and you've got your own security pass and you can pretty much go anywhere, it's just a whole new world.
So what portfolio areas have you put your name down for?
So I have a background in education that goes back quite a long way, and I'm a economist and a New Zealand business mentor. So that's my skill set. So when I looked at what portfolios they were for the group, I've put my name down for the likes of finance, for commerce, for trade and enterprise, for business development, those kind of areas, expertise areas. And of course, coming from Rotorua, I've asked to please be part of the tourism portfolio, but there's a lot of us in that space as well. So we haven't had the meeting yet, we haven't talked it through, so we're just waiting, actually I hope this week, to find out what our portfolio areas will be.
It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month with the National Street Appeal and annual Rotorua Breast Cancer Trust Pink Walk on in the coming weeks. The Breast Cancer Foundation is looking for volunteers to help with this year's street appeal, with information on how to help available from local organiser Michelle McIntyre.
Michelle, the event that you actually take care of is the appeal, isn't it?
It is. It's the Pink Ribbon Day appeal. Was one day, now it's 2 days this year.
Now, you're calling out for sisters to give 2 hours of their time. Why is that?
This year we are desperately short of volunteers, and it doesn't have to be a sister. I'm happy to take brothers too. We will involve the whole family quite often because everybody is affected by it. So we're desperately short of volunteers. We really need to get some more help.
And so what is it that they have to do?
We do ask for 2 hours of your time. There are 1 or 2 spots that are only an hour, but we do ask for 2 hours of your time to come down, put on a smiling face and just offer to help out, shake the bucket and swap a donation for a pink ribbon.
And this year's Pink Walk promises to be another successful event, with the Rotorua Breast Cancer Trust President Sue Winters promising another fun and colourful pink walk for locals to support. She says there are spot prizes for best dressed to entice people to put in a little effort and imagination into their outfits.
We're completely blown away by the Rotorua community and their generosity. You just have to mention breast cancer and people are giving. Sponsors are giving money or goodwill, and so we have a large collection of sponsors for this Pink Walk, as with others, whether it be major sponsors or whether it be people giving spot prizes, because there's heaps of spot prizes to win and there are some major prizes as well.
Let's talk about some of them spot prizes, because that really does encourage the community to come together. Not only are they there because they're well behind the trust, but they're also there to be a part of the whole day event, and winning prizes is just one of those things. So what kind of things can they win on the day?
So a lot of the spot prizes are vouchers for adventure tourism, or vouchers to have your hair done, or beauty, or to buy something nice for yourself. So they're very well worth having.
The Pink Walk is on Wednesday, the 29th of October, and for more information, visit rbct.co.nz/Pink Walk. In sport tonight, Bay of Plenty Rugby is holding an open academy trial with 3 scholarships available for their junior high performance program. The program is aimed at developing players to meet the demands of both higher level rugby as well as achieving off-field success. Player Development Manager Chad Tuoro says the trial is open to males aged 17 to 20 years for the 2015 intake, with officials looking for players with the right attitude and rugby skills. He says players will be put through physical testing and skills assessments as well as game scenarios. The trials are on Saturday the 25th of October at Bay Park, and for more information contact the Bay of Plenty Rugby Union. To your weather update now. Tonight, fine southwesterlies easing, overnight a low of 4. Tomorrow Wednesday becoming cloudy, drizzle developing, fresh northwesterly, a high of 16 and low of 11. Looking out to Thursday, early rain, then fine, winds turn southwesterly, a high of 17 and low of 6. Marine forecast for Lake Rotorua for Wednesday, northwest rising to 15 knots in the afternoon, waves less than half a metre. Fair visibility and a few late showers. Remember, for program listings, check out our website tvrotorua.co.nz or head to our Facebook page TV Rotorua. Still to come tonight on City News, we catch up with Chamber of Commerce CEO Darren Walsh to talk about the Westpac Business Excellence Awards, and the Rotorua Youth Hostel Association needs your vote to help secure international funding to help the hostel switch to renewable energy. We find out more from manager Hayley Blore.
So on Friday, there was quite a special event happening here in the city, the Rotorua Westpac Business Awards. We're at the Chamber of Commerce today speaking with CEO Darren Walsh about the event and how it went on the night. But before we get to the night, what preparation did you have to put into it to get it to where it was?
Oh, look, there was a huge amount of work that went into it. 13 weeks for me in the role. And I guess when I came into it on day 3, I was given the hot potato that was the Westpac Business Excellence Awards, and entries were closing in a couple of weeks' time, and literally we had 2 entrants. So there was a lot of work to get entries involved, and you go through that process. You get the entries in, you close them off. Then of course is the judging process, and once you get all that done and you've got finalists, then you've got to get everything ready for the big gala night. So look, there's a huge amount of work that goes into it, and thankfully a lot of that work is done by other parties, and Event Impressions, well, they were just fantastic.
So it was quite a spectacular sight down there on the night, because I was there, and there was a sense of a positive vibe. Did that come across to you?
Yeah, look, very early in the night, people were walking in the main doors and saying almost instantly that they were picking up on a positive vibe, and what a great positive feel there was in the room, which sort of amazed me that you walk in a door and bang, it hits you. But yeah, it was. I guess there was a coming together of the community, and not just the business community. So it was really good.
What are some of the last minute alterations that you had to do that just made the night spectacular?
Look, there were a number of, I guess, subtle changes is what I'd call them. There were some subtle changes that we made on the night that I think really helped, and one of the big changes was the pricing. We lowered the price from $150 per ticket to $95 a ticket, and that, I think that dragged people in. We put on some modern entertainment and had some big names there, Jason Kerrison, Lizzie Marvley, and that dragged people in as well. They were coming not only for the awards but coming to see the entertainment. We made some changes with the sponsors. Previous years, the sponsors would get up and speak. We gave them a 30-second introduction, which shortened the night and made the awards. Yeah, they moved quickly. They didn't drag, and again, people were able to enjoy the entertainment rather than listen to dragged out speeches. So I guess they were the subtle changes. We put on some great photo montages up on the back wall. Again, just a move away from the past. We had the Hall of Fame in the past, which was big boards out the front that you walk past, but they were starting to take up a lot of room and starting to get damaged and needing replacement. So we went for the electronic version, and it worked very, very well. And the laser lights, weren't they fantastic?
Absolutely. So let's talk about the people that were there, because you had quite a wide variety. Lowering the price obviously did something, but what were the numbers like on the night?
Yeah, look, the numbers were great. Friday morning, we had 520 confirmed. I don't know the exact numbers Friday night, but I was told by the events impression crew that it had got up over 520. So I reckon we would have had about 530 odd people there on Friday night, which was huge. And it really did fill the room, and real good vibes. And I guess, with the prices being lower, people were taking tables rather than a couple of tickets. They were buying tables, and we were seeing all our finalists buying tables and coming along. So it really did help.
This is, in my view, this is quite an important event for Rotorua, isn't it? Especially for our business sector and lifting and bonding people together. Would you say that's correct?
Oh, yeah, well and truly. I think, we talk about it being the big event in the calendar for the business community, but I also think it's a big event for the Rotorua community, and not just businesses. But yeah, it's a great night, and next year's going to be even bigger because it's our 25th next year. So we really got to look at how we can do it a bit bigger and better than last Friday, which is a huge challenge.
So this is your first time in the role,
Yep.
And let's admit it, you did a fantastic job. How do you think you did, and how does it feel to pull something like that off?
Oh, look, I'm wrapped. I guess again, it's working closely with the people that help put it on. Event Impressions, I think they did a fantastic job. On day 3, when I sat here and thought, well, I know nothing about catering, and I've got to go off and organise the catering, and just went straight to Event Impressions and said, here, have it all back and do it. And it came together nicely. And look, I'm wrapped. I've had nothing but positive comments this morning. And look, we'll do a debrief on the night and see, what we did and what we did well and what we didn't do so well, and we'll look at how we can improve it for next year. But I'm wrapped. 13 weeks. I'd have to say it was the beast that was keeping me awake at nights. And no, it was a fantastic night.
Okay. Look, we're just going to stop there for a second. When we come back after the break, we're just going to run through some of the winners, and we're going to, how do they feel? We'll get some feedback from you about them. So we're back with Darren Walsh, who's going to give us a brief overview about the winners and how that judging process goes. 13 overall winners. It must be painstaking, because we know every single person that gets up on the day is worthy of a prize. How does that go?
Oh, look, it is quite a task for the judges, and I guess it's over 2 stages. They do a interview stage where they go out and meet with each of the finalists, each of the entrants really, and they interview them. Then they nail them down to finalists, and once they're in that final bracket, particularly for our Business Awards finalists, they then have a presentation stage where they come in and present to the judges, and that was done. It was actually the weekend of the elections, on the Saturday and the Sunday, that they had to come in and present. So it's quite a task, and they're looking. In all honesty, they're looking for systems and processes, obviously how they plan, and finances do come into it, how strong they are and how they perform. So that it's a real big mix. But then that interview stage at the weekend, it's about innovation. It's about how you present yourself and being innovative and thinking outside the square, which is something that all business people need to be good at.
Absolutely. Moving with the times as well, right?
Exactly.
So, because it's such a hard process, there was another award thrown in there. Can you explain how that came about?
Yeah, it was in the Community Organisations Business Award, and look, I mean, it was a category where the judges really did. They were between two. The winner in the end, which was Waiariki Institute of Technology and Swim Rotorua, and they did go to and fro. It got to the stage they decided it was Waiariki, but we said, well, you know what? Why don't we break from tradition? If you think they are worthy of acknowledgement, then give them some acknowledgement. So that's why we had that extra award, which was the judges' acknowledgement of excellence, which I think was a real nice touch to the night.
Was a lovely touch. So let's just go through some of these categories, because you've got the Rotorua Daily Post Hospitality and Attractions Business Award. In a nutshell, what is that about? Apart from the title, what is it that they're looking for that specific award?
Oh, look, again, they're looking at systems and processes and how those businesses run. Obviously, it has to be within hospitality and attractions. This year, we had the two finalists were both hoteliers, so I guess it was a real good way to be able to compare apples with apples. But look, they're looking for systems, they're looking at how they run their business, they're looking at their community involvement, and lots of things that go into making your business successful.
So the titles of these awards, are they from organisations that support the Chamber of Commerce?
They are our sponsors. Essentially, a sponsor comes in, sponsors a category, and they get the naming rights for that category. So we have the sponsor's name and then the category that it is. So, and they are big. Generally, they are people that play in that industry. I mean, Waiariki with the Apprentice of the Year award. So they do tend to sponsor the categories that sit nicely with them.
And some feedback from your sponsors on the night. Have you heard from them at all?
I've heard from some, and all positive. I intend to get round them all today and thank them again for their support, and I would hope that I will get more positive feedback. There might, who knows, there might be some negatives, and we deal with the negatives as we get them, but generally the feedback I've had this morning has all been positive, and I'm wrapped with it.
Now, you did mention that next year's award's going to be bigger and better. Can you give us a little intel? How is that going to be bigger and better?
I don't know how it's going to be bigger and better, but we'll have to make it bigger and better. It is our 25th year next year, a fact that Dobbo highlighted on the night. So, we do need to look at how we can give it some extra zing. But look, I mean, for me, look, this was my first crack at it, and I think it all went very well. With 12 months' experience up my sleeve and working very closely with Invent Impressions as we did this year, we can only improve on what we did this year. I think that's a given.
Absolutely. Look, so I wish you the best of luck, because I'm coming, okay? And then I'm going to interview you after it. So the interview is going to have to be bigger and better as well. But thank you very much for an excellent night, and you're doing well in your role. Thank you, Karen.
Excellent, and thank you. And thank you all for your support.
No worries. What is the Hosteling International Sustainability Fund? Well, here manager Hayley Bloor at YHA is going to let us know about that. Hayley, can you let us know, what is the fund?
It's where we can apply for funding. There's 12 countries that have applied, and for renewable energy and to be more environmentally friendly and more sustainable. So the project that we've applied for here is to get our geothermal bore that's on-site already up and running, so we can heat our hot water in the hostel.
So let's talk about that application process. When does it open, and how did you go about filling it out?
To be honest, my national office office does the application and sends it through to Hostelin International. So that process has already been done. This is the second year that we have applied, and votings are open now and closes at on the 28th of October.
And so how do people in our community vote for YHA?
They can just go online on the Hostelin International website.
So let's convince them. Why? Why are we going to vote for this establishment?
There's a few reasons, obviously, to make this establishment more environmentally friendly. Using our natural resources, we currently heat our hot water through gas and electricity. Using the geothermal bore is a lot more sustainable and a lot more environmentally friendly. And the savings that we will achieve in this hostel for that, by using that facility, we will be reinvesting the money saved to implement more environmentally friendly systems in our Auckland YHA hostel. So it will benefit the network as well.
Is it true that YHA is non-for-profit?
That's correct.
So let's talk about that. Is it non-for-profit all around the world?
I'm not sure about all around the world, but YHA New Zealand definitely, and we have approximately 18 hostels around the country that YHA New Zealand own, and yeah, we're a not-for-profit organisation, which is really cool.
Now let's talk about your establishment, because you were quite busy and I had to wait for you, which is a good sign that business is blooming. Let's talk about it. Who have you got coming in? How many clients do you get on a regular basis?
We obviously are seasonal. Our winter season is a lot quieter, and our summer season is obviously our peak season, which is across the board for New Zealand. But yeah, at the moment we're quite busy with group business. We get sports teams, international students, school groups coming through, so that's sort of our winter season and at the moment, and then in summertime it's our international guests that come through, so we're probably 80% international, 20% domestic, and we're sort of kicking off our summer season now, but Labour weekend onwards is when we start really picking up, and January, February, March are our busiest months.
And what have you got here? What facilities?
Well, we're a backpacker hostel, obviously. The big draw for a backpacker hostel is the communal aspect. So we have dorm share rooms as well as private rooms, both standard and ensuite rooms. So you still can get that privacy element. But yeah, the communal aspect of it is the big draw card, and we've got a big communal kitchen, dining lounge area, TV room. Yeah, it's a great hostel. We're only 10 years old, so it's a new, modern, purpose-built building.
So again, anything that you have to add to encourage your Rotorua voters to vote for you?
Just support us, please. Yeah, it is a really good initiative, and it'll help us, obviously, and the wider network as well.
So let's face it, Rotorua. If they go green, then Rotorua goes green, correct?
Definitely. Yeah.
So put in your vote online now?
Yes.
That was Youth Hostel Association Manager Hayley Bloor speaking with Melanie Groves. And if you would like to vote for the local YHA, visit blog.highhostels.com. If you have a news event TV Rotorua can support, call our office and talk with one of the team on 0734888984 or email news@tvrotorua.co.nz. Thanks for watching tonight. From all the team here at City News, Paul Marie.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.